Hello and welcome to your mom's favorite channel. And today we'll be making some French toast.
But don't French toast have eggs in them?
Yeah, but we can substitute it with something different like chickpea flour. And this stuff is pretty cheap and it's not that difficult to get a hold of. I got this packet from Pick n Pay and I think it was only about 26 rand. And you really don't need a lot to make something nice. So let's make something nice. So, French toast. Today I'll show you two different ways to make it, sweet and savory. Most of the time you'll always see the sweet version with a lot of fruit, a lot of syrup and some cinnamon. If you really want to make this stuff taste like it's got egg in it, you'll use some of this black salt. And to make French toast, you will obviously need some bread. For the savory version, I'll use some leftover ciabatta bread, and for the sweet, I'll use a normal brown loaf. So this will be kind of similar to my omelette recipe, but with less ingredients. So let me show you. I'll be weighing the ingredients to make it a bit easier to follow along with. First, we've got 90 grams of chickpea flour, and then 60 grams of all-purpose flour or bread flour. And then 3 tablespoons or 40 milliliters of any neutral tasting oil. I suggest using an unsweetened plant-based milk if you will be making the savory version. 300 milliliters of milk. This is the base mixture. From here we can go sweet or savory. And then blend everything together until nice and smooth. And since we are making two different kinds, just divide the batter into two different containers. First I'll be doing the batter for the sweet French toast, and while this is still in the blender, add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a pinch of salt, and 1 tablespoon of sugar or any sweetener of your choice. And give it another quick blitz in the blender just to combine everything. And we are pretty much ready to make some French toast. I suggest using a big flat container for the batter. That will just make it easier to put the bread in it. And like always, I forgot something. You can add some turmeric if you want to add a little bit of color. This is not necessary and it works better if you do that in the blender. So this batch is done, put that aside. Get the rest of the batter into your blender. Add half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of salt, a few turns of pepper, a bit of turmeric for some color, a tablespoon of nutritional yeast, and a little bit of this black salt. And I didn't add any of this to the sweet batter because I think it's unnecessary and I don't want that to taste eggy. Anyway, it's time to get our bread ready. The cool thing about getting a whole loaf of bread is you can decide how thick you want your slices to be. Thick or thin, I'm going for in between, and with this recipe you can get anything between 5 to 8 slices of French toast. And when you're done cutting your bread, it's time to get that shit into the batter. Take a slice, put it in the batter, let it sit there for about 20 seconds or so, and then you flip it around, and then it's time to get it onto the stove on medium-low heat. Evenly coat the pan with some oil, and then carefully drop in your first slice. And once it's in there, don't fuck with it. Leave it to cook for about 1.5 minutes, and you'll see it pretty much releases itself from the pan. Just a side note, a non-stick pan is crucial for this, and depending on how saturated the slices are, you might have to put a lid on the pan just so that it cooks through all the way. We don't want a wet, soggy center, now do we?
No, I don't.
Something nice that you could do with a savory French toast, while the batter is still wet, put some spices on there. I like to put some chili flakes and some green onion, and as soon as you put it in the pan, make sure to put some spice on the other side as well. This doesn't just make it taste good, it also makes it look good. So the toast is ready and it's looking pretty decent. The little bit of spice and green onion on the outside just makes it taste so much better. And I'm always blown away by how close this looks to the real thing. And for the sweet side, we've got some strawberries and some fried mushroom, garlic, onion and tomatoes for the savory side. And let's not forget about the avocado. Avo is good with savory dishes. So our toast is ready, let's eat. This is definitely top tier comfort food, and I'm sure this will be satisfactory to anyone with a sweet tooth. With a little sprinkle of powdered sugar and a generous amount of syrup, it's all happy days and good times. There's not really much more I can say about this, because this dish is such a classic and will have anyone drooling in no time. The savory French toast is my personal favorite, and that little bit of chili just helps to kick up the flavor to another level. French toast is one of those things you can eat almost any time of day. It's quick, it's easy, it's cheap, and it's delicious. Anyway, if you like these recipes, please subscribe if you haven't already, like this video, and if you have any questions or suggestions, leave it down in the comments. And if you ever make one of my recipes, I would love to see it. Tag me on Facebook or Instagram. And as always, see you in the next one. Peace.